All right, today is October 29th, 2025. The market opens up in about 17 minutes, more or less. Let's make it 16. Um, so the government still seemed to be shut down. It's been 28 days in 9 hours and 14 minutes, and it's still going, which is freaking ridiculous. Um, this is the first time we had a government shutdown, I think, this long. Okay, the longest government shutdown in the U.S. history lasted 35 days, occurring from December 22, 18. So it looks like twice the government shut down due to Trump. 35 days. 34 days. 35, 34 days. Wow. And it's been under Trump twice. Now we're at 28 days. He already did it the first time for 35 days. Now it's 28 days. So, um, 15 government shutdowns. 1 day, 21 days, 16 days, 35 days, and then this one here. All right. 2013, the government shut down. 2013, 16 days. Who was that? Was that Obama? Barack Obama. I think I remember that one. That's crazy. All right. So, with that being said, this comes out in 4 hours. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, about 2 o'clock. Um, the market gapped up. The market gapped up at 2 o'clock yesterday and the day before, I believe, more or less. Right now, the market is kind of like a where lies. Damn, just a big divergence of a difference. Um, so I haven't been able to just set my news as I wanted to, but go to the daily, you'll see that the market gapped up on Monday and ever since just been going up. So I have a nice pullback into this area here. All right, so I'm gonna quickly just go over some levels that we can find. Yesterday, I tried to go long down here. I ended up getting stopped out, and I felt like it would go, and it ended up going. And this is the results of it. Price came back to this level here after market and then bounce. But I only took one trade, and the trade that I wanted to take worked out. Absorption here. The trade I wanted to take worked out, but I wasn't able to stay there to try to trade it, unfortunately. Okay, so I don't see any sales in this area. Because I buy, I should have waited for. I got here and ended up getting stopped out. Price consolidated for quite a while. Then I saw volume getting picked up, and I saw this red and blue cyan happen. I said, "Damn, this is probably gonna move," and then it did. After that second candle here, bam. So if I got in here, either way, or here, this would have just been a nice little ride up in spite of that pullback, and then boom into target. So about 10 to 16 points, right? Boom into target, and probably get out right here. So this would have been a nice trade from here to here for 14 points, 17 points if I got into here. All right, so sucks balls. Let's see. Yeah, boom and out. Yeah, wouldn't hold it past that. I have no reason to be back in there. All right, so would have been a nice trade. Woulda, coulda been a nice trade, but it is what it is. I don't really have much levels to mark. Price is looking kind of awkward right now. This is the low, so at least I'm gonna mark that at least. The high, we'll just bring that up there to where the high is, and we'll bring this to where the low is. Alright, so I like this area here. This is potential area for a level. Market opens up in 9 minutes, so I'm trying to be quick with it. Try to really spot key essential areas where price did something significant. This is one. I'm gonna mark this. Looks like where price came back to it. That's probably it. Alright, because price came back to this level here and bounced. That's really what it looked like. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna leave that there. Alright, and then I don't really have anything here at the highs. And let's add settlement price and go on to NQ. VIX has not been working well with ES. I don't know why, but it's been quite annoying because the other days it was working perfectly with ES, really vibing and grooving, and then now nonsense. Day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30. Maybe it is 5. Don't really have any absorption levels. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's mark the high. And then mark the low. And then we'll mark that this level here, I guess. Got a volume that came in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then let's add settlement price. And then we'll try to do high and low for VIX. I like all this buying this right here. Alright, bet. Okay. Now that we have that, let's go into VIX. I know I didn't put any boxes around NQs and ESs high and low. We'll see what FOMC brings. I am not looking forward to much from this market today. I feel like that sucks. It's not. Alright, we're done. Okay. So at least this one is still within the high. Yesterday we were within the low and price moved up. And the S&NQ moved up. Alright. NQ was really moving up. And then so it's been pretty freaking weird. We can mark this one. Alright, so market opens up in 5. So not going to stress out anything in today's market. It is what it is, and it is what we get. And if we do get anything, we get something. If we don't, we don't. You know, nothing I can really do about it. I'm going to just sit back and wait. Other than that, I'm out. Adios.